Any advice on those?
Get them off as quickly as possible to let the new ones grow through.
Really?
Yeah, because what you've got is lifting from the nail bed. So I would try and file this top bit off.
Okay.
I don't think it's an infection, I would say, but that's probably something. If you ask in your family, it's probably something that runs in the family.
Yeah.
But I would just try and get that off.
I mean, if I went to a podiatrist.
Yeah. Try and go and see somebody, because what you actually need to do is move the cuticle down. Because what's happening is your cuticle's growing over, so as your nails just lifting from the nail bed because the other one can't go through.
Okay.
So it's growing underneath.
Right.
Because it can't get out. So what you need to do is get the cuticle pulled back. So you've got quite hard cuticles there, haven't you?
Yeah.
So just get the cuticles. I mean, you can do that yourself. It's quite easy, but it's nicer if someone else touches your feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
So get your cuticles pulled back, and then it will grow through stronger. And loads of olive oil.
Really? Okay.
Olive oil is brilliant. Wheat germ's really good as well if you haven't got a wheat allergy. Wheat germ is really good for nails, but that's all you need to do. You just need to clean them up a bit, and look after them a bit. That's all. Okay. Right. So. We are going to now come into. We've done up to which bit? What have we finished on?
Dorsal aspect routine.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your... Yeah. No, we've done... What was the last reflex that we worked on? What's when you finished your routine?
Urinary.
Yeah, the urinary. Oh, can you get me a towel? Because that one's not... oh, no, it's open, sorry. I thought it was a new one. So, so all we've done at the moment is we've worked on the urinary system, haven't we? So, we've finished on which reflex? The bladder. Good. Nigel, have you brought your wax in today? Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. I don't really use it. I like it. Yeah. Just interested. Okay, I've just got tackle at myself. I'm not looking what I was doing then. Don't do that. Don't turn around to talk to somebody else while you're putting talc on because you'll get it all going down.
That's such soft talc. It's so nice actually because of having done, about 35 treatments, and you sort of forget what it's like to actually have it on yourself.
Yeah, that's why it's nice that you work on each other, isn't it? Okay, so super full, fast warm up.
Next time I volunteer.
So, we finished on the bladder reflex, and now logically we're going to come on to the spine reflex. So who can show me on the feet where the spine reflex is?
Cervical, dorsal, thoracic, and lumbar, and coccyx.
Yeah, so you've got here, cervical, well done. Thoracic, lumbar, sacral coccyx. Cervical, so here is about C7. Thoracic, into lumbar, down into sacral coccyx. Alright, so that comes all the way down the foot. Now on foot maps, obviously because they're only 2D, sometimes it looks like it's here. But the spine is actually the bone that you can feel down here. So you'll actually be able to feel the vertebrae in between. Okay, so let's just try and warm up a little bit. It's a bit freezing at the moment. Okay, so if you'd like to read it out so everyone knows where we are.
We've uncovered the right foot, and we start with a caterpillar walk down the spine from cervical to sacral coccyx.
Okay, so we're going to caterpillar walk down the spine. So we need to really pull the foot out. Now you need to be careful with this, that you're not over rotating and turning somebody's hip out too much. So make sure that you're actually keeping them quite even, but enough for you to get to. And what I did the classic thing of, I thought I'd got my stool, but then I got up, didn't I, to change it. So you need to make sure you can actually move around to get your stool. And I tend to kind of, as always, want to work to face the reflex that I'm working on. So you need to move around for this bit. And you're going to pull it towards you, supporting, and we're going to walk down the cervical spine. Now obviously if someone's got a condition like a bunion, it's causing them pain, you need to lighten up your pressure as you go down. Fully supporting. So what I'm doing with this hand is I'm just stretching down here to actually pull the skin so that the reflex can be got into very easily. And we're just going to follow down with our caterpillar walk down. Now you might even need to change hands. So you can do it all in one, whichever hand you feel comfortable. Lighten up. So I'm actually going down over that bone, down the foot. If you feel you need to, you can change halfway down, whatever's comfortable for you. Remember, if you're doing this, you're twisting your posture, so you've got to be able to have those shoulders nice and relaxed. If you need to do like your cervical, then your thoracic, then your lumbar, then your sacral coccyx, that's fine, all right? What is comfortable for you? Okay.
Follow the same line down the back muscles reflex.
Okay, so you've got your bone, which is up here, which follows the natural arch of the foot. The muscle reflex lies directly underneath it. So here you're almost pushing, this is the arch of the foot, you're almost pushing up and under to get into those muscles. So you're not here, if that's the arch of the bone, you're not here, you're actually up and under that bone. Obviously as you go you want to feel out, because we'll talk a little bit more about spine later on, but you want to be looking at your spine reflexes, because obviously the nerves that run off the spine are what the nerves that feed the area. So if you've got crystals around a certain area of the spine, you need to think about anatomically where those nerves relate to, because for example when you get down to say here, bottom of thoracic lumbar, that's your sciatic, but it's also your digestive nerves as well. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Walk the nerves in a V from cervical to sacral.
Okay. So we've had our X factor, this is now the V factor. So what we're doing is we're starting at the top and we're working to work the nerves running down. So if you think about the vertebrae and how the nerves run out of it, we're just following that V down of how the nerves run out of the vertebrae. And obviously I'm having to be quite careful because I don't want to hurt your bunion or cause you any pain. I know it's not very painful, but we need to be use precaution. So we're coming down either side of the spine and working out the nerves for that area. Now I need to here come round because of the angle of her foot. Now obviously I know that Claire's quite flexible, so you can take a rotation, but if you've got a client that can't rotate out, you need to be able to use your fingers so that you're not doing this, okay, and especially nestling in your cleavage, their foot, because that's never a good thing to do. They won't pay you more. Okay, so we're coming down in the V. So can you see I'm in between, locking in between the vertebrae and coming out. So if you've got someone who's got, say, Claire has just developed digestive problems, because I've just given them to her, then I would maybe do little of these all around the lumbar to really work the nerves for that area. So you sort of do your general working around the nerves, but obviously you need to make sure that if they've got something, for example, if they've got upper back pain, so that the shoulder pain, then these will be the nerves that you would work a little more, because these go out. Obviously from here, from your top of your thoracic. Neck pain, you'd work here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you think about naturally, this curve of your neck here, anatomically it's pretty similar, isn't it? Because this goes in here and then you've got this, which would be like your C7. And then you have your curve of your spine here, which is your thoracic curve at the back. Your lumbar, which curves in this way, doesn't it? And then your sacral coccyx, which is in your pelvis. So it pretty much follows the actual line of your spine. Okay,